back at it again with another episode of the Factz of Life podcast. Man, this is a long-awaited one. Everybody keep asking when Swerve the Movie coming out, and we finally got the answer. I'm gonna let y'all know who we with right now. I don't know. What's your name, man?
Broham Skiak Money the Black Duke. Ooh. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm Raphael Xavier, and I am an artist in Philadelphia. I do a handful of things. My main job is dance. I'm a performer. But I've always been into film, man. And when COVID happened, it was the moment where it was a perfect time. Like everything, as they say, it was a perfect storm. Everything happened and triggered this thought, like there's something here. So I'd been writing screenplays since the 90s, but I always wrote them as the concept was to write it and then sell it or give it to someone, let them make it. So I had explosions and stuff and things that I couldn't do personally. And when this happened, it just felt like, oh, I can do this after all these years. This is a project that I can actually do myself. So that's when I just put everything in motion and made it happen.
Where you get the inspiration for the movie? Like, how'd that come about? Like you said, you've been doing the screenplay, writing, all that. So you already knew how to do it, but what really was the main thing to just say, this is what I want to make a movie about? And because a lot of people don't even know what the movie's about. A lot of people think this is a bike life movie. Right.
So. Yeah, it's kind of based on a true story. I met you guys in 2019. Right. Sebastian, some friends of ours named Sebastian and Trip were riding down the street, and we're riding down where we at Girard, and I was sitting on the corner with another dancer friend of mine because we were performing and we had rehearsal. So he was in town, and I just took him down Girard, and it's bumping on Saturday nights, man. They got the taco trucks out and stuff. So we was just sitting on the corner, and Trip and Sebastian rode up on a big Ripper and a STR, 29-inch STR. Right. And I only saw one of them in a magazine years ago when I was a kid, 15, 16 years old. And I was like, yo, I screamed out to him, I was like, yo, is that a STR? And the joke is, they were two white dudes. So Trip, when I said that, Trip literally picked his bike up and turned in the other direction and started going. And I was thinking like, yo, he saw a brother and a Mexican sitting on the corner. He just was like, yo, they gonna rob me. But it wasn't like that at all. And Sebastian was like, he heard me, and I went over and spoke to him about it. And turns out that we knew some of the same riders from back in the day. He was also a flatland rider. So we connected immediately, and he told me about the ride. So that Sunday, I went out and hung out with a bunch of them, and then I met you on the next ride out. But Eli was a young kid. He was 19 at the time, and I was like, why is this kid hanging around a bunch of grown men? Because we were, 50s plus, and long story short, I showed up early to a ride out, and he just so happened to come get there right after I did, and he was bloody. And I was like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? And he was like, yo, these dudes just tried to take my bike. And I was like, and you still got it? I would have gave, the way he looked, I would have gave that bike up, man. I was like, he can have that bike. And so, we started hanging out and stuff, and I found out, he wasn't really feeling where he was living. He was on the street. He had no job, he had no money, he had nothing. And so I let him stay on my couch for a little while and tried to get him a job and stuff. And, it just went from there. And my friend Gary came through, and he was like, yo, what's up with that kid on your couch? And I was like, we were riding bikes together. And he was like, that's a movie, right? And I was like, I'm already on it, man. I've been writing it. So that's how that came about, man. And I switched some stuff. But all the things that I came in contact with, the people that I came in contact with, I stuck them in there. Like I heard how you spoke. I heard how Eli spoke. I watched these people. As an artist, you pay attention to certain details, and that just sticks with you. So I wrote a character based on you and how you spoke and
how
Eli.
I would react to
yeah,
a situation.
It was
not
really easy to
necessarily
put
something
together.
that already happened, but it's like, all right,
Right.
if this happened, how would Hood Rich react?
Exactly.
Right.
And so I just started putting all those things together. It was really easy to pull from what I had already been involved in.
Right.
And it went from there, man. I mean, I can go on forever how everything just fell into place. And it just happened, man.
Right.
It just happened.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time. I remember getting the V1 of the script.
Yeah.
We're talking 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was 4 years ago, man.
You know, I got the original script.
It was a feature, right? It was like 100 and something pages.
I mean, I got the script from, they done changed 5 times. I had the scripts to the point it's like, I'm not even going to memorize it because everything's going to change.
Right.
Like, he was giving like, don't even worry about what it said,
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where, but, it was dope working with you on this too, because like, there was a lot of things where you would write and I'd be like, all right, but I want to say it this way. And you're like, just get the message out. So like, you gave a lot of us the opportunity to really do it the way we would do it.
Right.
You weren't somebody stoked. No, you have to say it exactly like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you pay close attention to what's going on and really, work with us on this. I think it was great. I can't wait to see it. I still didn't see the finished product.
It's an accomplishment, I can say. This is definitely the biggest thing I've done as far as like communicating with people, putting things together, organizing everything. I mean, I've done, huge shows. I've done a circus in the courtyard of City Hall, but there's something about filmmaking that it's a collaboration, and you have to have all the pieces in place.
Yeah, and there was a lot of good people too.
Yeah, man. I mean, and everybody came through, even those who didn't want to be in it. That's another story. They showed up anyway, and they supported it. So once it happens, and I start getting things into place where it's moving through the festival circuit. The ultimate goal is to create a series based in Philadelphia for the riders, man. And I don't know what that looks like, but I don't think those stories are being told in this capacity. And the I don't want to call it the niche, but the concept of these big BMX wheelie kids, this whole culture has not been on screen yet.
So the ultimate goal, not to cut you off, so the ultimate goal would basically be to give, a bunch of riders out here, not necessarily the best top rider, just individuals each have like their own segment. Yeah. Where it would be like, this is called Eli, because it's based and we would have one Hood Rich. Right. And is that where all the characters, we would get a look into each individual's life, and then that would tell the whole story.
At the end, it all culminates in a huge. It's all put together.
Yeah, a bunch of different.
Because you have a background. Eli has a background. Remo has a background. I have a background, and One Way got Ariel's character. One Wheel God has a background. So you see how they're all tied in, and then we come to the end and how they all. Intersected. The issue with that, it's not an issue. We have to, by the time we do that, we have to change the characters now. Because Jaden, who played Eli, is 6 feet tall. And he don't look like a child anymore. So he could probably play a protagonist now, right? And I mean, your character would be the same. Remo's character would change. My character would be the same.
Older people, we got a little bit lucky because we ain't grown.
Yeah, exactly. We can look the same.
By the time they drop, a lot of these kids, they're not riding. A lot of these kids, a lot of stuff is different now. A lot of when you go to a ride out scene, it wouldn't look like a ride out scene from today. All the faces would be different.
MK was probably 4.5 feet tall. Now he's my height.
Yeah, a lot of these kids, you don't see them for a couple months. They grew.
Yeah, they grew just like that,
16 now, basketball team killing it. Like it's crazy. Like the watch, One Way ride, all these.
They don't look like
younger kids in this. Now we're at the premiere and people have to be dope. So when we got the premiere, what's going on with that?
It's April 20th at the Annenberg Center, and it's it's just a local showing, just to let everybody know who was involved that it's happening. It has happened. We're done. This is it. I'm gonna play the circuit game and see what happens. But I had to get something out,
right.
so people didn't be like, yo, this guy's, he's BSing, and just like
Yeah.
Hollywood, they come in, they take it, and we don't never see anything. It just took a long time. There's a lot of moving pieces, and I work alone, so the editing process was wild, man. It was just wild. It was all coming out of my pocket. I was digging down to my ankles trying to find money and I'm still paying for it. But I had to do something, and I didn't just want to put it on YouTube and it deserves something bigger than that, man. So.
No, it was a lot of work put into this.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it at the Annenberg Center. There'll be a Q&A, talk back after. It's 12:30. Doors open. You come in. You meet some of the performers and people who were part of the cast. Then we do the showing, and then you can talk about your experience in the process, and that's it.
Yeah, we will have the merch for sale. I'm gonna have some Hoodridge bike light, but
Oh, word.
I don't know why we gonna have the Swerve the Movie shirts for there. If anybody needs one now, make sure get in contact with me or Raph. Show some support. Well, make sure you get one. It was a lot of work put into this movie, and it was a lot of people came together from and I met a lot of good people. Quay Production, she's going crazy out here.
Yeah, Quay's done pretty good.
There was a lot of people that when we did this, we were at a certain spot. We still had our names and we're buzzing, but just the way a lot of us really blew up since the shooting of this movie has been crazy. I mean, I might have had like 30,000 followers or something when we shot
that's
that.
crazy.
I mean, it's honestly, I can't even tell you, but. I'm at 138,000.
Yeah, that's impressive, man.
It's like the stuff that we was calling in the movie, seeing, like, that's what I like about the movie. A lot of the stuff, not necessarily, might not even be shown in the film, but just us filming and just how everything wanted to look. It's how it's starting to look now, and everything's really coming together. And it's like, it's just crazy to have everybody work together. There's a lot of people who weren't a part of it, but like you said, the whole thing is to get this and. This is just a pilot.
It's just a blueprint, man. Pilot.
This is just to kind of show the people, listen, this is our idea, this is what we want to do, and if we take this, make a series, we can create something that's never been created before. Yeah. So everybody who didn't get a chance to be involved, just know that, just show the support on this. The quicker we get this out there and get it into the right hands, that we're going to have the real opportunities to really be out here shooting series and actually being able to make some real money doing what we love and exposing it to the world. So I thank you for really putting so much out to put light on what we're doing, and the way you did it, I like it. I know the whole big picture. I know the just watching this first one, you're not gonna understand everything. People gonna look at me a certain way in here, but as they go on, you're going to see the bigger picture of what really goes on, what people are really out here doing behind the scenes. This is just a quick first glance. You might look at this and think I'm a drug dealer. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, you're probably going to. You're probably going to look at this, think that I'm out here selling drugs here. But when you get into it more and more as the series going, rap, you're going to start seeing a lot more.
Yeah, and there was another... what was the problem? I don't want to say issues and problems, but there was a moment where I had to be careful trying to tell a story that was only in my head because we cut the feature down to a short.
Right. Yes.
But I had those things in my head, so I'm editing from my head.
Yeah, it's a lot of missing pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah, man. So that's
the good part because that leaves room for more.
Absolutely. I think, when we finally do it, man, when I finally do it the way I want, all the characters' stories will be told, and you can see the connection with everyone and how important the mentorship is and the bike life is to these kids, because some of them, that's all they got.
Yeah, that's the big picture out of the movie. What I get is the mentorship that, like what Hoodridge Bike Life is about, that the kids are the future. If we can change, like you keep saying in the movie, you can change just one.
Yeah, that's it.
You only need one. Know who the one is. You can change that one kid and you can make a big difference.
Yeah.
So, nah,
sure.
I love the way the movie came out. Like I said, it's definitely a puzzle that is meant to be a series. There's a lot of parts to the puzzle that will need to be filmed in, but when you watch, it's a complete small piece, but you know that is much bigger than what it is, which hopefully, you know, the right people, it gets into their hands and we can go forward the way we want. I mean, we have a great, well-known director, you know, like it was the real deal. And I said, man, I'm just excited to finally give people this episode that we've been talking about forever.
Man. For sure.
I haven't even been doing the podcast no more, but we've been waiting on this one so long that we gonna drop them whenever it's something important. I'm gonna drop that episode for y'all and call it Factz of Life. Regardless, this might be episode like 34, I believe, something around that area. I'll have it pinned right when I post. But man, whenever something big is going on, it's gonna get an episode. If I ain't been posting, it's because ain't nothing like this been going on. So with that, man, any questions, leave them in the comments. Make sure you following us on Instagram. I'm gonna put our bang right there. Y'all gonna see them. Make sure y'all following us, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all got any questions, ask them. And be at that movie premiere in Philly, April 20th, man.
Yeah.
We out.